Did you want to do that shirt plug in the beginning or in the end of this video?
What shirt plug?
You know, the one where we mentioned like our really swaggy Mindseed TV gear, and leave a link down below in the description and people could buy it if they wanted to support us?
Oh, so you're talking about the plug you literally just did?
Yeah, that one. All right, cool. So we're good on that.
Hey, come on. Ain't nobody coming, I've been gunning from 100 yards, trying to hit my mark, missing every time. This will be the start of the picture perfect. Watch it wish you.
Even though we can't travel right now and film scary episodes, we want to keep you guys entertained. We want to give you something to do while you're locked down and you can't really go anywhere. And we figured since Mindseed TV is pretty much the home of horror, what better of a way than to give you guys a horror movie guide to keep yourselves entertained. So we're going to go through a bunch of them. We're just going to talk about some of our favorites in the last 2 or 3 years and let you guys see what's out there.
First of all, Hereditary.
Hereditary is tight. You want to give anyone that hasn't seen it a quick description of what that is?
This family is essentially cursed and there's like an evil following them. And one of the characters' mother dies early on in the story. From there, you basically learn about how it was passed down in their genetics to be cursed.
It took me a couple times to actually watch the film because it did have a little bit of a slow start, and then it just turned insane like really quick.
That's everyone's like biggest critique of that movie. There is some disturbing, sad stuff that happens towards the beginning of the movie, and all it's doing is just building on it.
100%. And then not only that, the acting was amazing. The mom did a great job.
She is like incredible.
Oh yeah. And what platform did you say that was on again?
That's on Amazon Prime Video.
That's on Amazon Prime Video. Okay, cool. There's this movie Underwater that was recently in the movie theater, and I didn't get a chance to see it because the movie theaters all shut down. It was one of those deep ocean type movies where they have their whole facility set up at the bottom of the sea, and then things start going wrong, you know, like their ship starts breaking, they start getting stuck and trapped. They realize quick that it's not just underwater city malfunctions. There's actually these underwater like alien beings that are like hunting and killing everybody in the ship.
What do you see?
And it's really cool because the graphics are pretty sick. There's one scene where one of them actually swallows a human whole, and the way it stretches out its mouth around the person, it's got some really cool monster scenes. It is, it's pretty sick. I wouldn't give it like a 10 out of 10, but it's definitely entertaining if you're sitting at home looking for something to do.
The Wailing.
Oh yeah, The Wailing is great.
Yeah. And I typically don't super love reading subtitles, but when the story's worth it, I'll do it.
The great thing, in my opinion, about a lot of Korean horror movies is that they do a good job of incorporating comedy without it being over the top. They make you laugh throughout the movie, but then there's also like horrifying oh shit moments.
Towards the beginning of the movie is when you see like the first crime committed, when it actually starts to like set the tone for the movie, and the police officer, like the main character, sees the murder scene. The look on his face, he is just shocked, and he's supposed to be like a police officer. You think of them being like a hardened person that's used to this kind of stuff. He just couldn't even fathom what had happened. That set the tone for the movie though, because that's how the movie is. It wasn't like a confusing movie necessarily, but you definitely have to pay attention to keep track of like who's
what's
who
going on
and what's going on. Yeah.
Train to Busan. It's a zombie movie. Did you get a chance to see that one?
No, you were telling me about that one. That's another one that I gotta add to my list.
Train to Busan is sick. They get on this train to like go visit the mom, and when they're on the train, you know, you could see like news reports on the TVs about like this outbreak, and might even have to edit that word out of this video, right?
Yeah, I'll have to bleep that word. The V word?
Yeah, the V word.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, you know, it's one of those things where you see it on the news, and then all of a sudden there's people like running around at the train stations getting eaten, floods of zombies, every train stop they go to. It's kind of like World War Z. Did you ever see that? Yeah, it was hordes like that.
It's crazy how every movie has like a different version what a zombie is. Some movies have like multiple types, where some are like fast and smart, some are like dumb and slow.
Yeah, this one was definitely a fast-paced zombie movie. So if you're in the mood for a good fast-paced zombie movie, I believe that Train to Busan is on Netflix right now.
Yep, it is still on Netflix.
Yeah.
The Ritual.
Oh yeah, amazing.
up last night and look at this.
That one too had that kind of a slow build up. Like in the beginning, there's an intense moment right away, but then it's kind of slow leading into what you see. But it's awesome.
Oh yeah.
I love that movie.
You know what I like the most about the movie? I like the character development in that movie a lot. Some movies you don't really get attached to the characters, but I felt like in this movie it's a group of 4 best friends. You feel like they could be your friends. When all hell breaks loose and people start dying, and you're like, oh damn, like this got real quick.
It's a warning.
Well, this is clearly the house we'll get murdered in.
You feel for some of them, but there's one that you feel for less.
Yeah.
What happens in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah,
but
true.
They'll see that right away.
Yeah, and even the monster scenes, like, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't even include the monster, but it was just so cool looking. I feel like we should show like a quick snippet.
And yeah, guys, The Ritual is actually still on Netflix. I checked today, so you can still watch that on Netflix for free if you have a subscription.
I saw a Netflix original, I believe it was called In the Tall Grass.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one yet.
So the best way that I could describe that movie is if you like cornfields and you want to be in like a grassy cornfield for pretty much an entire movie, this would be your movie. But it also mixes in that alternate reality to where, you know, they're seeing different versions of themselves from the future running around out there and different versions of themselves in the past running around out there.
What? How did you get here before us?
I don't know.
I'm actually with that.
Yeah, they're pretty much like stuck in this grass. The farther they get in, there's no way out. They keep traveling and traveling, and every time that they like jump up and try to see where they're at, it changes every time they move. They're stuck in there pretty much for eternity. And then there's also like a weird little rock or meteor or something in the middle of the field. So there's kind of like some alien demonic play at hand too. It's like this ancient rock that like people used to worship or something. Yeah, it's kind of cool. And that was a Netflix original too.
I actually didn't realize this was on Netflix till you told me Get Out.
Sink into the floor.
And that's a crazy ass movie.
Oh, dude, anyone who hasn't seen Get Out should like immediately jump on that. Like
That's
hands
mandatory watch, yeah.
down. Hands down. Just so much cool stuff going on there.
So the basic premise of the movie is that a guy's going home with his girlfriend to meet the parents, and some weird stuff's going on there. It's kind of like they're stuck in the past. He thinks there's like some weird like slave ownership situation going on, but it's actually much deeper and much crazier than even he thinks. So I don't want to give away too much on that one, but it's mandatory watch. And since it's on Netflix now, I mean, that's an no-brainer.
Yeah, that's the one thing. We definitely can't mention the twist to you guys on that movie if you haven't seen it. Anyone who's seen it is sitting here like shaking their head, probably looking at their cell phone like, yeah, that shit was crazy, you know?
Yeah.
But like anyone who hasn't seen it, it totally brings your mind in one direction to where you're like, okay, I see what's going on here.
You got your toothbrush?
Yeah.
You have your cozy clothes?
Got that.
Get out! Yo!
Rose, we gotta go.
But then it just completely shifts gears and you're like, I didn't see that coming at all. Oh, is The Girl with All the Gifts, I know I recommended that to you recently. Is that on Netflix now? I know it was on Amazon Prime when I watched it, but is it on Netflix now too?
Yeah, and I'll tell you how I know. I finished it this morning.
Nice. What'd you think about it?
It was badass.
It was tight, right?
I liked the main girl actor.
Yeah,
She's fierce.
I liked her too, man. Like she grew on to me, you know? She was like
Cool
a little
story.
She was like a little tiger, you know? It was funny because like
she's like, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so basically I'll tell real quick the description of what The Girl with All the Gifts is.
Once upon a time, there was a woman, the most beautiful and amazing woman in all the world.
It's like this camp where the government, whatever you want to call it, there's already been a zombie apocalypse. So this is like after the zombie apocalypse is already happening. There's zombies out in the world. And basically this facility has taken in all these children, and the children were born from women who were pregnant that got bit by a zombie. So they transformed into a zombie while they were pregnant. And then when they ended up giving birth, they gave birth to like half zombie, half humans. So all these kids are half zombie, half human, and they're like experimenting on the children to figure out like what triggers them and what they can learn from them and everything like that. You end up getting really attached to the main character, one of the little girls. Yeah, it was a really cool movie. Definitely a cool twist on a zombie film for sure.
Yeah, unique for sure.
And listen, I don't want to spoil too much, but like this does make me laugh every time I think about it. She's so cute, the little zombie girl, dude. Like she's trying,
little zombie lady.
Yeah, she's trying so hard not to kill people. She wants to be good, so she's like running around eating cats, like catching like stray cat. I don't want to eat you, but I must feed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's like, you gotta let me out to eat that cat real quick. And I'm like, all right, that's chill. Yeah, go for it.
That shit is funny.
I don't know if I don't want to say this wrong. It's the Ganjem Haunted Asylum.
It's a
Ganjem
Korean one,
Haunted
right?
Asylum? Korean subtitled movie.
I didn't get a chance to watch that one yet. You watched all the way through?
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. I mean, I don't want to give away a lot of like the story, like what happens there, but basically they're paranormal investigators. They're filming a show.
Oh, they're like the Korean version of us.
Exactly. The
Nice.
wannabe Korean.
Yeah, the wannabe.
They're like filming for a TV show. A bunch of crazy stuff happens. It's actually they're live streaming it. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of a weird
Weird
version of that.
So
but
they're
yeah.
filming for a Korean paranormal show, and then I did look at the trailer. So like what they go to like one of the most haunted places in Korea, like that no one's ever filmed at before or something, right?
Yeah,
and
like
and
this
then like
real taboo place.
all hell starts breaking loose. Like it goes from like a paranormal investigation to like fighting for their lives from demons and shit, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
But I'd say worth watching if you're willing to read subtitles.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. What would you?
Yeah.
I know we haven't been doing a whole rating system, but I am curious just for my own personal knowledge. What would you rate that on a scale of 1 to 10?
Ooh, scale 1 to 10, dude.
Yeah.
My ratings are gonna be harsh.
That's okay. That's okay. Be harsh.
I'm
You know
gonna
what
say
saying?
like a soft 6.
like a soft 6. So that like you would never watch it again, like sit through it again.
No, I wouldn't rewatch it, but if like
Okay.
you're out of
but
stuff
it was
to
worth
watch,
a watch if you had something you
yeah. Say
Okay.
they've seen everything on this list, but this. Go ahead and watch it.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out. A soft 6 to some might be a hard 8 to others. You know?
Exactly.
Are we talking about? You know,
We're talking about.
are we talking about movies? All right, yeah. Let's stick on subject, right?
I want to mention the giveaway.
Oh yeah. Tell them about the giveaway.
Yeah, so go ahead, follow us on Instagram at MindSeedTV. We're actually giving away a domestic cat skull right now, which is like a cool little thing to throw on the shelf. So we do giveaways all the time. We post content on there all the time. So go ahead and give us a follow.
All right, guys.
All right, man.
Peace.
I'ma tell you right now. Listen. Ain't nobody coming to do it, it's mostly me and I knew it. I had to bet on myself. I put the house on my music, went into debt for this shit. Sometimes regret what I did, but as a man I'ma make it. Only regret if I quit, only regret if I stop. And I can never be bought, so I ain't checking for labels less I'm controlling the pot. I mean I own all my masters and plus my publishing too. Before I sign them away, I cut back to 40 and shoot like poof. Now here's the proof, I'm Superman in the booth. The Mike Tyson, the mics, you cannot handle the truth. I'm ruly and uncouth, and cold as a front tooth. With an ice cream in your face, stay in your place or get moved. Like I'm Luda, I do you bad in a second. You